Good afternoon, everybody. It's another beautiful day here in Eastern Ontario. It is December the 22nd, I believe, 21st or 22nd. And this is very likely my last sit of the year. As you know, if you've been following along, we've been trying to hold out for a big guy, and it just didn't work out. I was happy that I was able to guide 3 of my clients to really nice bucks and then 2 other first-time hunters to their does. But I was, holding out, waiting for something big. It just didn't happen, and I'm basically out of time. So at this point, if a doe comes out tonight that offers me a nice clean shot, I'm going to be very happy to take her. In all honesty, it's probably a better thing for this property. There are an awful lot of does on this property for the number of bucks at this point. So well, we're walking into the stand, and it's always a really good sign when you see deer tracks on top of the ATV tracks that we laid down last night when we went into bait. So obviously there are deer in the area, and there have been deer in the area since last night, so that's awesome. The wind is perfect for us. It's coming out of the west or the southwest. So we're gonna get up in our stand, get the camera set up, get ready, sit quietly, and yeah, hopefully we get our doe to come in tonight. All right, time to get in the tree. And that's a wrap, GoPro. Awesome night to end on. I mean, it's a beautiful blue sky. Listen, we got chickadees calling. Sun's just above the treetops, snow everywhere. Just totally picturesque. That doe, she was a lone doe. I watched her, I don't know how long, I'm going to say probably half an hour. But she came in with another doe and a fawn. The other doe and fawn, they sort of left off to the north. She stuck around for a long time, looking all over the place. She kept looking over to her right, so I was pretty sure there was another deer there, and then sure enough, eventually a fawn came out. The wind was shifting on me a little bit, so I was getting nervous, but yeah, she was cautious. She sort of went the long way around, came back in to the feed pile, and I'm curious to go down and get my bolt. I mean, I didn't see the impact of the bolt, but she was right at 25 yards, so I had the Excalibur with the good old Vortex scope. What I love about these scopes is they have the crosshairs inside that automatically account for the distance. We had already sighted it in, and that deer, after I pulled the trigger, she bounded off, I'm going to say, 6-7 spots, went maybe 20 yards, just stood in the edge of the trees, and you can see her wobble and fall over. So I'm talking about maybe 10 seconds from the time of impact before she fell on. So I know exactly where she is, so I am going to go grab the ATV, come in, pick her up, pull her away a little bit, gut her, and then we'll get get back on the road. So yay, good day for us here at New Outdoors. Here we go. I'm at the spot where she was standing, and right off the bat I can actually see, I'll show you, a stripe of blood that goes into the snow, which is exactly probably where the bolt is, underneath the snow. There's a good amount of blood and hair right at the site that we actually hit her. You can see the luminoc on the bolt, which is good, so it's lit up and illuminated. There's lots of blood on the fletching of the bolt. Actually even lost a fletch off of the bolt, but you can tell there's blood all the way along. If I knock this snow off, we're going to be able to see some blood behind the broadhead as well. So if we weren't sure of our shot, that's what you always want to do. You want to start by recovering your bolt, checking for blood on the bolt, and it's nice bright red blood, which indicates a heart or lung shot. I'll tell you something else I love about hunting in the snow is so much easier to track. I'm at the beginning of her blood trail, and normally in the summer there's a lot of grass and weeds and stuff growing up here, so it would be really tough to find this blood because a lot of it's just kind of sprayed almost, or little droplets. So gotta love tracking in the snow. Well, here she is. Again, it just goes to show you, right? Know your anatomy of the deer, know the equipment you're using, proper shot placement. Again, this deer didn't really feel a thing. It lived for 10 seconds or so, I would say, after that bolt hit her. So, got to give a shout out and credit where credit is due. Number one is Excalibur crossbows. When I had my archery shop 20 years ago, I sold Excalibur crossbows, and they were the best crossbow out there at the time. I still think they're the best crossbow out there now. They're simple, they're accurate time after time. So again, it's one of those things, right? You buy quality and you can count on it. So I mean, I'm super happy that the crossbow worked well. The other thing I haven't used much before are G5 broadheads. That's what I was using on this, and I will show you the hole. But again, it was a great fixed blade broadhead. It went exactly where I was aiming for it to go. Vortex scope. I know this sounds like a commercial. I don't mean for it to sound like a commercial, but like I say, I want to give credit where credit is due. Yeah, so anyway, long story short, like I say, practice with your equipment, know where it's going to go, know what you're using, and so yeah, take a look at this this hole from the broadhead, which, not to be gruesome, but it did its job, and we didn't want the animal to suffer, which it did not. Huge thank you to everybody that follows us. Like I say, this is my first self-filmed kill or harvest. Everything went down smoothly. Again, it was great shot placement. Sounds cheesy to say. I want to thank the deer. A lot of people, kind of celebrate their harvest in different ways. Some people are religious. They thank God. They thank, whoever it is. And I'm all for that. I think it's a personal thing. So I do want to acknowledge, the deer giving its life. Again, it's going to feed us, my family, my friends, and it's just part of nature, right? I'm part of nature, and this is how I love enjoying nature, is being outside, seeing these beautiful animals. As we all know, I passed on I don't know how many, so this is the last day. This is the one I decided to take, and this is going to be delicious, and I'm looking forward to it and enjoying it. So man, couldn't be happier for the end of this season. That's a wrap for Ontario deer hunting with New Outdoors. Again, hopefully you like what we're doing, so don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, comment, and we will keep a lot more coming for you next year. All tagged.